This is Ready Set Reiki, a podcast about Reiki, the universal energy life force. From the curious beginner to the seasoned master teacher, welcoming all systems, all lineages, and all levels. Reiki is a journey and not a destination. And on this Ready Set Reiki journey, we refer to ourselves as guides rather than hosts, as we too are traveling, supporting each other, and learning on this Reiki journey as well. And with that said, I am your first guide, Tracy C. Wright.
And I'm your second guide, Millie Pampina.
And today I am so honored to have a wonderful guest. Her name is Kim Lessage. She is a medium and medium instructor. She started her career in France and was featured in different TV shows in France, Belgium, and Switzerland. She helps and teach people who have an overwhelming gift can control in one day. Welcome, Kim, to Ready, Set, Reiki.
Hi, thank you for having me today.
Wonderful, wonderful. Well, I told our listeners a little bit about you. So tell us about yourself.
Well, as I said, I'm a medium and a medium instructor. And I just realized that there was a lot of people who was like me, who kind of struggle with their gift and they didn't know what to do with it. So around my 25 years old, I started to give class. First, it was more for people who wanted to develop their intuition and develop their psychic abilities. And when I mean by psychic abilities, that means everything. And then I also noticed that there was also people who were already medium, but they didn't know how to control their gift. And for these people, it was even harder because it was so much overwhelming that it just a little bit messed up their head and their life. So in fact, I was working on two kind of training for everyone who wants to develop intuition and psychic abilities, and a second group who were already medium, but they didn't know how to control their gifts. They didn't know what to do with it.
Right. Wonderful. So when did this gift come into your life, this gift of mediumship?
I realized that around my 4 or 5 years old. Because I was born clairvoyant, that means I had visions. I could see dead people technically. But for me, I did not think I had a gift at that time. I just thought it was normal. I thought everyone was like me. I never thought I would have been different. I really thought that everyone had the same perception as me. I just realized later on, I think more about my parents did not have the gift, and plus I was adopted, but it's not that. At middle school, the thing is, there was sometimes an unscheduled exam. There's the stuff that you don't like when you are kids. You have an exam for algebra, whatever it is, or English or geography, and it's not scheduled. It's a surprise, and when you are kids, you hate that totally. And every time I could find out when we will have an unscheduled exam, what would be the subject on this exam. And every time I just said it, but I thought it was normal. And my classmate just told me it was normal. How does it come that you know? So I know like you do. And they told me, no, we do not know. I say, oh. And I just realized at this moment I was different. But before that, I really thought I was like everyone.
Right. Wow. What a wonderful thing. If I was able to know that a test was coming up, right? How life-changing would that be? Wow. Those pop quizzes. So as you're out being a medium in your mediumship, working with clients, students, what is the common misperception about your work?
Yes. Okay. So when I give readings as a medium, I have a lot. I don't know why, but I have a lot of clients. They call me to know this and that, and they really think that I can get what they want. And I'm not a fairy, I can predict. I can see past, future. I can predict future, and I can also see spirits and departed loved ones, thing like that. But I will not bring you the love of your life, like a tall 6 foot 2 inches blonde doctor because you want it. And some people think this way, like, hey, I called you now. I paid for readings. Now give me the man of my dream. And I say, no. So sometimes, yes, I have to explain things like that, but I love my job. And it's not even a job for me.
Yeah, because you love it, right?
Exactly.
Wonderful, wonderful. So, in this profession of being a medium, what is something that everybody in your industry should stop doing?
Should stop doing?
Yes.
I would say compliance.
Mm,
Compliance, because as I said, if we are in a case to predict future, because a medium does not have to predict future, his role does not stop here. Most of the time, it's not especially a future prediction, but if he is a psychic medium who predict future, these people have to stop to do compliance, because we do not fulfill people's dreams. We just help them to give them the keys to better their life. That's it.
right, right. And there's such like a huge variety. I learned mine through Kyle Gray, and Kyle Gray has like a kind of an angel reading call that he does on a Sunday. And he was saying when he came from England over to California, that there were so many mediums that he can see now why so many people are hesitant to go to psychics, because there's different pricing. There's just such diversity with that and finding it. So do you find that as well with people, that they're not as trusting with psychics or mediums?
Yes, and I think it totally makes sense, and I think that normal. If I would have to go to visit or to call for a psychic, even for a medium, depending on the specialty, I would be hesitant too, to be honest, because I would like someone who is truthful, and I would like someone honest. So it's not that easy. It's kind of, it's like, I'll give you an example. You just want to change your hairdresser. Of course, he has a certification as a hairdresser, but they are not at the same level. Some can mess up your hair.
Yes, it's true.
So, yeah, I kind of understand. I would say that it's not easy, because or you can pick up someone over someone else. Of course, you can say reviews, but for someone who just starts, there's no reviews. I think you just have to trust your guts.
Right, right. That's a good visual there with the hairdresser, because believe it or not, I had a hairdresser once mess up my hair, and it was the color black. So
I feel you.
That's happened to me. That's happened to me. So it's a very good way of framing it, that, when you go to somebody, make sure to look for the reviews, ask questions. Absolutely. So
Yes.
as you're in this field for a number of years and teaching students, what do you wish your younger self knew about this profession?
What I wish I knew. I think when I was younger, I did not realize how much you have to be serious about your, for example, spiritual practice. And when I was young, I was carefree. I was a partying girl. And I had to stop all of that. I didn't know.
Right.
I think more that part, but it's a very human work, a human job. So you have to adapt, to be very patient with people, because sometimes they are too much in emotions. They are into anger, they are into sadness, they are into depression. So you have to deal with all this emotion. And when you are a medium, because you are connected to two words, sometimes you just kind of, even if you try to not to, there's always a part of you as a medium that absorbs people's emotion, no matter what, even if you don't want to. This how I didn't know.
Right, right. So when it is time for you to reach out to a medium or anyone who does energy work, what qualities do you look for in that medium or energy worker?
Depends. On a personal plan, I would say that I have one friend, he's a healer, and another friend, she's a Reiki master. So when I read for them, it's more about, oh my gosh, my energy are not that good. I try to put it together, but sometimes even for yourself it's very hard. So you have to ask for help, for external help to help you to put back your energy correctly, because when you do by yourself, it's not perfect. But when someone helps you, it is almost perfect. So I really enjoy that someone helped me about my energy. Yeah, that's what I'm looking for.
Wonderful, wonderful. So you say that you help and teach people who have an overwhelming gift to control it in one day.
Yes.
What advice would you give someone who is just entering this profession with all of the experience that you have gained in your journey?
Can you just repeat the question, please?
Absolutely. So you help people, teach them who have that overwhelming gift to control it in one day. What advice would you give to someone just starting out in this profession?
Okay. So the thing is, the biggest advice I would give is to totally accept their gift, because there's some people, they have a gift, they just start the profession, but they did not exactly accept totally their gift. That means they would keep it secret, the fact they are psychic or medium, because they don't want people to know that they are medium. But when you have to do this job, you have to totally assume what you are. So I would say the biggest advice I would say, just assume what you are, because if you decided to do it as work, as your job, as a main job, you have to totally assume your gift and your job. You can't say, oh, I'm a medium, I'm a psychic. Oh, la, la. You can't do that. And then the second biggest advice I would give, because I saw that a lot, unfortunately, I saw a lot of psychic and mediums. They have their gift, and of course, they give readings when it's their job, but they don't try to go further. And I would say that if you give readings professionally, and I say professionally, not for your friends or for your neighbors, but when you do that professionally, you have to keep training yourself, to push yourself to the limit. And you realize when you start that there's no limit. So you have to train harder. And I would want to quote Albert Einstein, that it would say, genius is 1% gift, 99% work. So it's not because you have a gift that you do nothing and, hey, that's relaxing. No, you still have to keep working to improve yourself, to be better for your clients, to be better for yourself, to be better and to give the best for your clients. Yeah.
Absolutely. That's why we call this a journey, because there's no,
exactly.
right? Yeah, because there's no there. And when you get there, there's more in the journey, right?
Exactly. You don't see the end, in fact.
Keep going, keep going. And sometimes you take a few steps back. Sometimes you go on a different road, a different path. So yes, that's why we frame this as a journey. So very good advice for someone just entering the profession. So what books do you recommend?
Alors, so I know it's weird, but I think that it's just personal. I really like to keep an open mind on everything. And it's nothing to do with mediumship or with energy, but I would advise 20,000 Feet Under the Sea from Jules Verne, because it's open your imagination. And I really think that when you're a medium, you need to keep this part open. Second book, I would advise Medium, Allan Kardec, of course.
Wonderful, wonderful. All right.
Yeah,
Thank you for that. Wonderful. So what other modalities do you offer?
Well, I do the regular readings, but for the readings, I would say that my specialty is more about giving numbers. So about readings, people, they call me more likely to know when they will sell their house, how much they will sell their house, how much money they will get from the court, because I can give numbers. And I have clients also who do the Forex, so the stock exchange Forex, euro dollar. And I have to find the closing when, what is the rate that we close? What is the rate that we opening the bell? Things like that. That's more my specialty. After on the side, I'm an instructor. So I right now I'm, for example, I'm giving a free webinar, and I try to educate people who have a gift first to check what kind of gifts they have, how their gift manifest, and how it can affect their life in their everyday life, depending on their category. And also explain why they feel guilty, why they feel ashamed to have a gift. So I try to explain that through history and time. And after, I also made a cheat sheet for them to accept their gift as soon as possible. And after, also talk about a big subject, how to be accepted by your family and loved ones, because when you have a gift, you don't feel at ease. Sometimes you can feel like a black sheep, and you're a little bit scared to talk about it with your family. So it's not easy to talk about it. You know, it's like someone who is gay who making his coming out. You keep it for yourself because you're ashamed. Mm-hmm. And I would say nowadays it's still a little bit like that. It's something that's changing, the mindset changing about the society, but it's still a little bit like a shame, you know, for a lot of people. Yes. So I cover all of that in this free webinar because I want to give the tools to people to accept and embrace their gift, to be accepted by their loved ones, and also the first tool to control their gift in everyday life. Right. Because, you know, sometimes when the gift is too much, you feel overwhelmed, and at this moment you feel like you're losing your sanity and you feel insane. You don't feel good. And I wanted to share a story with you. One day I was at an exhibition as a medium, and there's a young lady. She came to me, and she asked me if it was possible to have a surgery on her brain to remove her visions. So just try to imagine sometimes, and I know people, they don't talk about it easily because they are afraid and they are ashamed. But sometimes it's too much overwhelming that you wish you would have a brain surgery, or you wish you would not never have this kind of gift. So I give a free webinar to help these people because I want them to just to feel good, because I went through all of that myself, and it was hard. And I grew up in a family who worked for a psychiatric hospital. So it was the worst case ever. So I know what it is. And now I want to help these people. So that's why I give this free webinar. And with that, they will be able to manage their life, at least, at the very least.
Wonderful. What a wonderful gift you're giving to people with that, to help, because there's so much baggage, right? Stigma with it, and overwhelming, and especially someone who's been, raised in a religious home, right? It's very difficult to accept these things, right? Because it goes against cultural, family beliefs, friends. If you know something and it ends up coming true, they're like, whoa, or they go to that, are you a witch, right? So with that,
yes. So if the family is extremely religious, it can help it a bit. But I wanted to say that if the family it has an extreme level of religion, even my tips will not help, because after we are on a fanatic part, and I cannot help on that part. But if it's a family who are into religion and they do not really accept because this and that, they have some misconception, yes, it can help.
Right. Absolutely. Do you offer your services online or in person, or both?
So it's exclusively online because I want to cover everywhere. So it's not just USA, it can be Europe. So it's online only. So the free webinar, it's I give it live right now, but I'm trying to preparing to make it in evergreen. That means people will be able to watch and rewatch the webinar. It will be ready this month, probably next week for Valentine's Day or something like that. And there will be also the slides that come with it, which is still free, obviously. And for those people who want to go further and totally control and totally master their gift, there would be a different training. It will be a one-on-one training with me, and it will be less than 1 day training. It will be super intense. And in this training, I cover the fact to detect people dysfunction, physical dysfunction, face-to-face and remotely, or to heal face-to-face and remotely, or to see and read aura, how to contact departed loved one, how to contact depending on your category, if you can communicate with your departed loved pets, because some people are more specialized in pets. And we will cover different kind of mediumship, so clairvoyance, clairaudience, clairsentience. So after I try to explain, clairvoyance is a vision, clairaudience is to hear, clairsentience is to feel people dysfunction on your body, and also the empath. So empath is people, they feel people's emotions through their own emotion. And sometimes, it can be for them confusing with their emotion. That's why they roller coaster about their emotions. They feel good, they feel bad, they feel good, they feel bad, and they don't know what's going on. That is empath. And I know there's a lot of people that would recognize themselves in that.
Absolutely.
So I cover everything in 4 hours, but depends on the category of the person, of course.
Perfect. Thank you. So where can we find you? How can we reach you if we want a session or to find your webinar?
Yes, so I have a Facebook regular and Facebook page. I'm very active on LinkedIn, and you will find my free live webinar on LinkedIn. So yeah, LinkedIn is the spot to find me, to send me a DM. Feel free to send me a DM. I reply really fast, within few hours most of the time. And yeah, you can assist to a free live webinar. And if you are not ready because your schedule is very packed, wait. Next week, my evergreen webinar will be free, and you will be able to watch it in replay when you want and as much as you want.
Wonderful, wonderful. Thank you for sharing that. Well, Kim, this ends our part of our journey together, and I'm going to pass you over to my co-guide, Millie Pampina, that has 3 social media questions for you. So thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
All right, Millie.
Hey, thank you. Oh, just listening to you, Kim, I was just so interested, and I really resonated with, a lot of the things you were saying. Keep training, and don't be feeling guilty about your gifts. I mean, that's clearly a lot of the problems that, we all face out there, because people don't want to accept. They just, they want to make you feel bad about some things. And I thank you so much. That was some really, really sage advice. So I'm so glad we got to meet. So we have our 3 social media questions. And with that, they come from our audience, and Tracy takes her time to read them and select the top 3. So I'd like to get into these now. The first one is, do you have a spiritual practice?
Yes, I have several, but I wanted to say that first, I'm not a conventional person. So, but my spiritual practice, plural, I do what I want first. It's not because I'm a medium, so I have to especially do a yoga or this or that. Let's be clear. I love sports, so sports helps me a lot to have a kind of equilibrium with my spiritual practice. So I do boxing, which is nothing to do.
Wonderful.
Yes. I do boxing. Yeah, I'm just myself. I don't care what people think. And I help people they will be themselves too. First, I think to be spiritual, you don't have to fit in a box to say, okay, I will practice yoga, I will practice that, I will meditate, I will pray. Yeah, of course you can do that. But first, you have to be true to yourself. So it's something that you like, for example, you like to watch manga, anime, you like to do karate, taekwondo, do taekwondo, karate. And I really think that if your mind is aligned, your body will follow. But if you start by your body, the mind will not especially follow. So you know what I mean? So I think it's important to do exactly what you like, what you want. Me, I like kickboxing, I like Muay Thai. Even if people that can think they are violent, I wanted to say that your opponents, they are agreed to fight first. It's not a random person. And 2, on the side, yeah, I just want to be clear, because there's a lot of people, they want to start their spiritual journey, but they don't feel like, oh, I don't feel like doing yoga. I don't feel like, okay, do the sport that you want, do things that you want. Because when you are pleased by doing what you want, you automatically, you start to be aligned with energy. So me, I like kickboxing, I like Muay Thai, and then I also practice Tai Chi. I like Tai Chi a lot.
Okay.
I like Tai Chi, and I do, of course, meditation.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not just meditation. I do everything I like. And I don't have to fit in a box.
Yeah, good for you though. I mean, you're opening yourself up to so many wonderful things and taking care of yourself physically. So, that's next to godliness, right? Cleanliness, next to godliness. So you're taking care of yourself, your mind, and giving yourself that release. That's wonderful. Gives you the space to practice spiritually. So fantastic. And I love it. I get this image of Kim having her medium fight club. So I just
It looks like it's a bit opposite, but when you think about it, there's a lot of people who practice martial art who are very into spirituality. It doesn't mean it's opposite or contradictory. Right. So just do what you like and don't try to fit in a box. That's my message.
Love it. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
So the second question I have is, do you have any advice on promoting your business as a medium/energy practitioner?
Well, I would be very honest with you. I'm not a marketing girl. I'm not. I just try to do what I like, the way I like. And the more I enjoy my journey to do what I like, things are coming my way. It's the way I want. So my best advice is just keep being yourself. Don't bother so much about you have to do this or this way. Everyone is different. And as long as you enjoy it, someone will hear you or see you, will feel your energy, the love that you share, doing what you love, and things will work out. That's it.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Yeah, it goes back to you need to keep practicing, keep training, no limits, keep going. So perfect.
Yeah.
So the third one we have is, can you share an experience you've had with a client or experience that had, gave you the clarification and reassurance that you were on the right track with this profession?
Yeah. I would say it was at the very beginning of my career. I was giving a reading in the countryside. And so I gave a reading. And normally I don't really talk about health. But that time, there's something that urged me to do it. And I say, well, maybe you should check do a blood work. There's something, not a bad thing, but you have to take it now to limit the small problem. So the lady, she did a blood work. She come back to me by phone, calling me and say, oh, I'm glad that I went to see you for a reading because I just did my blood work and I just start to have diabetes. And the doctor said, oh, we can take care of it on time because it's just a start. Mm-hmm. So just reinforce the fact that, okay, let's keep doing. Let's keep doing.
Yeah. Wow. Thank you so much. So, that's the last of our 3 questions for social media. Thank you. Thank Tracy. Thank you, Tracy, for bringing those. Is there anything while you've been talking or we've been discussing that you remembered or you'd like to add, clarify? I'll open that up to you now.
Yes, I wanted to clarify something because people are a little bit confused between psychic and medium. And I wanted to say that a psychic, that's someone who have a big intuition, but most of the times this person will need support like a card to make a future prediction. A medium is someone does not have to do a future prediction. There's someone who is like a bridge connecting 2 worlds. And more likely they will be more connected to the afterworld, like the departed loved ones or angels, or just some high-ranking spiritual guide. So it's still a bit different, but I understand that people are a little bit confused by that. But I wanted to say that whatever it is, psychic or medium, it's all part of human legacy. Mm-hmm. Everyone has that on a different level, but if you keep training, you can reach the level to connect to the afterworld too. So it's a real part of the legacy of human being.
Oh, thank you so much. That's very well put. I appreciate that. So, okay. Well, thank you. Thank you for joining us today. We really appreciate your insight and your information. I like to end my questions in our segment with my tagline, which is to see beauty in everything is a choice. Please choose wisely. And I'm going to turn it back over. I'm Millie Pampina. I am your co-guide in this journey for Ready Set Reiki. I'm going to turn it back to Tracy Seawright.
All right. Thank you, Millie. And thank you, Kim, for coming on and going on this journey with us. It has been absolutely wonderful for you to come along with us to learn. So friends, listeners, if you are interested in one of your questions being featured on the podcast, reach out to us, www.readysetreiki.com. You can find us on social media, send us your questions, and maybe they will be on our show. And also we offer a variety of classes and trainings on Feather Sister Wellness. So reach out to there if you're interested in doing meditation, if you are interested in crystal Reiki meditation, which Millie does every Friday. In addition, I also bring in yoga as well, and we offer just different trainings and different systems of Reiki. So check us out there. So the message that I will leave you today is what Kim had said, is just continue learning and stay on this journey, because you never know where it's going to take you. So I'm Tracy Seawright, and this has been Ready Set Reiki.